Stam Garden Center, your one-stop shop for spring. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the thousands listening locally and the millions listening around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to Shetland!
And a good morning to you. Yes, it is time to Shetler on a Tuesday morning, May 14th. Almost halfway through May already. Hope you're off to a good start on your Tuesday. We are doing the morning wake up. It's brought to us by Stam Garden Center and Nursery on Highway 92 East, Oskaloosa. Experience the color with Stams. Open Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6, and closed on Sundays at Stam Garden Center and Nursery, Oskaloosa, bringing us our morning wake up. And we are broadcasting live from the Oski Dental Studios. Schedule your appointment with Dr. Schuster and Dr. Drawn, 641-673-4845. Accepting new patients. They're going to file all your insurance forms for you. They're a Delta Dental provider. And you can find them at 902 South 17th Street, Oskaloosa. Oski Dental Studios here on Steve Shetler Media. Let's take a look at our forecast. It's brought to us by the Garden Gate at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney. And you can stop in and see Cindy and the gang Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday, 9 to noon. Showers and storms are likely today before 4 p.m. After that, a slight chance of some showers, cloudy, and a high of 66, rain chance at 70%. A tenth to a quarter of an inch possible for today. If we see some thunderstorms, could see some higher amounts. Tonight we will clear off a low of 49. Tomorrow mostly sunny, a high of 73. Looking good tomorrow. Tomorrow night another 40% chance of showers and storms and a low of 56. Showers are likely on Thursday, maybe a thunderstorm and a high of 72. Right now, we have current conditions, humidity at 97%. Winds are northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. The barometer at 29.71, and right now 61 degrees here in southeast Iowa. I'm looking at color radar, and a few showers in the listening and viewing area. A few thunderstorms to the south and west of Ottumwa, and it's weird. I'm looking at, I wish I could show you what I'm looking at right now from the National Weather Service radar, but the line of showers and just a little bit of thunderstorm activity is actually moving kind of the opposite way of what it usually does on the radar. Usually you see things kind of moving from the east to the west, but this system seems to be rotating, or excuse me, you usually see it from the west to the east. This seems to be rotating from the east to the west, kind of from down into a southwest rotation, which is weird. It's kind of going from eastern Iowa down into south central Iowa, which strange. But that's the way it's looking on radar right now. Your weather is sponsored by the Garden Gate. All right. You know, every weekday at 6 a.m. we put up our This or That. It's brought to us by Stacy Flynn at the Legacy Insurance Group and Welcome Realty, and you just simply comment. It's just for fun. You just comment and say which one you like, this or that. And today's This or That is some 90s TV, Friends or Seinfeld. If you had to pick one, which one are you going with? I know my daughter loves Friends. I've never been a gigantic fan of either of these shows, so either one would be all right. I mean, there's been something in me that's been wanting to watch Seinfeld here recently. So what my wife and I do, we usually watch something kind of funny and then something more kind of serious. We kind of alternate between two things that we watch at a time. And right now, our funny is The Office. But once we get through The Office, I think maybe I'm going to suggest Seinfeld as being our next kind of funny show that we watch. So anyway, this or that, Friends or Seinfeld, that is our this or that for today. Coming up later on today, our question of the day, which we will put out on Steve Shetler Media Facebook, brought to us by Amy Salon House and Spa at 202 North Main in Sigourney. You can call or text for an appointment, 641-622-3772. Have you ever dropped your cell phone in the toilet? I have not. I have not dropped my cell phone in the toilet, but I know many people have. They stick their phone in their back pocket, or maybe they're just messing with their phone in the vicinity of a toilet. What do you think? Have you ever dropped your cell phone in the toilet? We'll have that question as our question of the day goes up at noon on Facebook. Also going on right now, we've got our For the Fun of It tournament. And, of course, we're doing the 3-week tournament for the 90s country group and duo. It's sponsored by Sarah's Quickie Delivery, great food delivery service in the Oskaloosa and surrounding area. Call 641-638-0756. Our matchup till 6 p.m. this evening is Lone Star versus the Mavericks. And to vote, just scroll back through my Facebook news feed to 6 p.m. last evening. That's when this matchup went up live. You got Lone Star. Of course, they had a ton of hits. Amazed was definitely their biggest one back in the 90s. Lone Star going against the Mavericks, who had a unique sound, and still they continue to put out music to this day. Their lead singer, I know a lot about the Mavericks. I'm a big fan of the Mavericks. Raul Malo, the lead singer of the Mavericks, what a voice. And what a neat, different sound that the Mavericks have. But right now, Lone Star, after all that hype for the Mavericks, Lone Star is destroying the Mavericks in the voting. Just pull up the reactions, hit the thumbs up for Lone Star, or give a heart for the Mavericks. Maybe if somebody wants to go against what's going on right now in the voting, you can give a heart to the Mavericks just for the sake of somebody voting for the Mavericks. What a Crying Shame was probably their big hit from back in the day for the Mavericks. Lone Star and the Mavericks. Let's take a look at the brackets right now. As you can see, Brooks and Dunn, Sawyer Brown, Dixie Chicks, Diamond Rio, Alabama, the Judds all moving into the next round. We've got Lone Star and the Mavericks going on now. And then at 6 p.m. this evening, the new matchup will be the final matchup of the first round, Little Texas and Shenandoah. That'll be an interesting battle, I think. I mean, you got two bands there that had a lot of hits in the 90s. Little Texas, probably best known for God Bless Texas. Shenandoah, I don't know what song they would be best known for, because they had a bunch of good songs. And I've met Marty Raybon and the guys from Shenandoah over the years. Good guys. So I don't know. That's a tough one to vote for, as far as I'm concerned. Little Texas, Shenandoah, that'll go up at 6 p.m. this evening on Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, we finally got the numbers in yesterday for our weekly top 20. And that's for the most engaged followers on Steve Shetler Media Facebook for the past week. That includes people who like, comment, and share. And the number one most engaged fan, as you can see there, 3 weeks in a row, Heisey, Chad Heistoffer. I saw him over the weekend at a graduation party. We were discussing what we thought would happen for this week's top 20, but I don't know. I don't know if either one of us thought that Chad would retain his number one spot, but he did, just barely over Doty. I mean, look at the points. If you can enlarge that on your screen, Chad just barely beat out Doty. So Doty making a good run. You got Chad, Dodie, Dan, Nancy, and Alan as your top 5. Dave, my wife Stacy, Christine, Lacey, Curtis, rounding out the top 10. You got Bruce Hahn over there at number 11. So great top 20, great top 10, and Chad Heistoffer, number 1, 3 weeks in a row. Can anybody stop this guy? I don't know. You better get the liking, commenting, and sharing to make a run in next week's poll. We'll see how that turns out. Let's see here. Coming up tonight here on Steve Shetler Media. Of course, we'll be going to Smoky Row in Oskaloosa. We'll be set up live and in person at Smoky Row for TNT. It's Dynamite, the Tuesday night tune-up talking local racing. Our host is Safe Grafke. Let's see, and I'll be in the background. Maybe I'll take Neil Crott with me, and we'll be trying to make Safe laugh in the background. We'll have control of the equipment and stuff, but Safe is the guy in charge of the hosting duties. And let's see here. He will be talking to Jonathan Hughes of Hughes Racing. Jonathan will be the guest for tonight. That's at 7 p.m. this evening. So, I mean, you are invited. If you want to watch it live and in person, stop by Smoky Row in Oskaloosa every Tuesday night through the middle of August, or just watch it here on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. If you're a racing fan, a local and area racing fan, that's TNT, Tuesday Night Tune-Up, every Tuesday night here on Steve Shetler Media. Coming up on Friday, we'll jump over to Barnwired in Sigourney for our Iowa Music Showcase. We've got Randy Burke of Randy Burke and the Prisoners coming to town to Barnwired on Friday from 11:30 to noon. Live interview, live music, original music from Randy Burke this Friday from 11:30 to noon. In person or online, whatever you want to do. You can come join us in person. We always have a nice crowd. Get some coffee and something to eat, something to drink at Barnwired, and watch the interview live and in person. And then on Saturday morning, we go to the sports section live at Brothers Market at 118 South Main in Sigourney, talking local sports. So make sure you tune in. Speaking of sports, we put up our polls for Facebook, on Facebook for the Keokuk County Hospital and Clinic's Athlete of the Week and the Kelly Style State Farm Team of the Week. So make sure you get your votes in. That went up late yesterday afternoon. And I do want to tell you, I'm not going to spoil anything yet, but I do want to tell you, for those of you watching here this morning, for Athlete of the Week, I got something brewing for Athlete of the Week. At the end of this school year, at the end of this summer, we're going to be doing something fun. So all I'm going to say right now is if you have an Athlete of the Week coming up here in the next few months, you'll want to get as many votes in for your kids and make sure they win Athlete of the Week so they can be... Again, I'm not going to say exactly what's going to be happening. You'll want them to get in the top 16 overall vote getters for Athlete of the Week. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. All right, let's do some birthdays. What do you say? Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Birthdays, celebrity and hometown birthdays brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. Nikki Leathers, the broker, owner, and realtor. Give her a call, 641-295-4142, hometown-re.com. Our celebrity and hometown birthdays. Hometown birthdays, local and area birthdays for today. Darren Rao has a birthday today, and Justin Holbert has a birthday. So happy birthday to Darren and Justin. Keep in mind, if you have a birthday of yourself, a friend, a family member, then you want them on this list in the near future, let me know about it. You can message me on my Facebook page with a birthday, or you can email it to me at steveshetlermedia@gmail.com. And I'll get that on that hometown list. Celebrity birthdays for today. The guy that is the godfather of Star Wars George Lucas is 80 years old today. So happy birthday to George. George Lucas, 80 years old. Tom Cochrane, he was in a rock group called Red Rider back in the day and also had the song Life is a Highway, 71 years old. What was that song that Red Rider had? Lunatic Fringe. I love that song. That is a cool song. But Tom Cochrane, 71. Tim Roth, actor, 63. CeCe DeVille from the rock band Poison, 62 years old. Actress Cate Blanchett is 55. Danny Wood from New Kids on the Block is 55. The guy that created, owns, runs Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, the Zuck, as his friends call him. I don't know if they call him that or not. I'm calling him that, Zuck. Mark Zuckerberg, 40 years old. Country singer Dustin Lynch is 39. And Rob Gronkowski, he's kind of like Tom Brady's personal tight end for football. 35 years old, Rob Gronkowski. Your celebrity hometown birthday is brought to us by Hometown Real Estate. Let's get to some good mornings. I saw we had some people lined up for good mornings today. Dan Adams got in there first. He's number one on the good mornings today. So happy birthday, or not happy birthday. Congratulations to Dan on being number one. Good morning to you. Tamra, good morning to you. Dodie, I tell you what, Dodie, you were this close to being the number one fan this week. Really close. Keep up the good work. Bubby, good morning to you. Amber, Jackie, Sandy, Dixie, Nancy, Samantha, Cindy, Tracy. Amber would go with Seinfeld. That's a good pick. Samantha and Chad, my number one fan. Speaking of number one fans, there is Chad Heisthofer, the reigning 3-week champ at number one. Let's take a look at some other stuff as I try not to get choked up. On this date in history, again, today is May 14th, 1796, the first smallpox vaccine was administered. It was on this date, 1897, Stars and Stripes Forever by John Philip Sousa was performed for the very first time. And it was on this date in 1942, the Women's Auxiliary Army Corps, the WACs, were established. Today, talking about Stars and Stripes Forever, it is Stars and Stripes Forever Day. So maybe celebrate with some Stars and Stripes today. Let's see here. It's also National Buttermilk Biscuit Day. And it's Dance Like a Chicken Day. Dance Like a Chicken Day. Hey, you know what? Before we go any further, let's take a little commercial break here. Hear from our headline sponsor of the Morning Wake Up, Stam Garden Center and Nursery.
Stam Garden Center, your one-stop shop for spring. Transform your indoor and outdoor space with our stunning selection. Visit us today, open 9 to 6, Monday through Saturday, located at 2421 Highway 92, Oskaloosa.
The Tassel Ridge Sweethearts Rosé is a sweet, fruity pink wine that comes in a 500 milliliter heart-shaped bottle. It's the perfect Mother's Day gift. It's available only at Tassel Ridge Winery. Tassel Ridge also offers 9 different rosé wines that range from dry to semi-sweet and on to fully sweet wines. All are very fruity and can be chilled and sipped or served with spicy dishes like Asian stir-fries, Mexican, and Moroccan couscous. When asked for my favorite, I usually think of Iowa Steuben. Iowa Steuben is a very fruity, semi-sweet rosé that is very popular. It's also versatile since it can be chilled and sipped, or it can be used to complement many foods.
Muse Music Store and Mahaska County Conservation Board presents Eveland Access Summerfest Music by the River 2024. June 1st from noon to 10 p.m. featuring 8 musical artists with live music, activities like bingo, sand volleyball, and cornhole, food, and much, much more. It's a free event at the Eveland Access Campgrounds at 2890 Galveston Avenue, Oskaloosa. Bring a friend and have a lot of fun at the Eveland Access Summerfest 2024. 2024 Music by the River, June 1st from noon to 10 at the Eveland Access Campgrounds. Let's see here. Let me get my microphone on. That event, the Eveland Access Summerfest, should be a lot of fun. If you like music and just a general good time, make sure you put that on your calendar. And also thank you to our sponsors, including Stam Garden Center and Nursery for headline sponsoring our morning wake up. We also thank Oski Dental, right over my shoulder there. Oski Dental for sponsoring the Oski Dental Studios. Let's go to things you need to know. Oh yeah. Come on. Things you need to know. By the way, good morning, Jan, and good morning to you, Molly. Always good to see my classmate Molly hanging out during the morning hours. Things you need to know. Creed. You know the rock band Creed. Her, he, her. Can you take me higher? Creed's Scott Stapp and his beauty queen wife Jacqueline are no longer, sadly, they are divorcing after 18 years of marriage, just as the band is set to reunite on tour for the first time in over a decade. So Scott Stapp and his wife divorcing. Here's something interesting out of the state of Washington. Washington State Attorney General Bob Ferguson has filed a complaint against two other candidates that are running for governor this fall. Their names are also Bob Ferguson. So again, the state attorney general's name, Bob Ferguson, and two. You think it's just to confuse people? Bob Ferguson. Bob Fergusons are everywhere in Washington. Of course, the big news here in Iowa yesterday was Iowa women's basketball coach Lisa Bluter announcing her retirement, surprisingly, yesterday afternoon. Her longtime assistant, Jan Jensen, taking over as head coach, which is no surprise. You kind of figured that would be the case when the time came. But everybody a little bit caught off guard yesterday when Lisa Bluter announcing her retirement. But, you know, she's kind of that age, which as a head basketball coach, she could have gone on for still several years. I mean, she's got talent lined up for a ways to go. Of course, coming off of the last few years with Caitlin Clark, having the absolutely fantastic run that Iowa women's basketball has had over the last few years, I guess now is the time to step aside. And we'll see what Jan Jensen can do with the Iowa women coming up over the next few years. Other things you need to know, Barron Trump is now declining to serve as the at-large delegate at the Republican National Convention this summer. His mom says he's already made other plans, so no Barron. In Fremont, Ohio, last week, a USPS, United States Postal Service mail van was pulled over for speeding. It was going more than 100 miles per hour in a 60-mile-per-hour speed zone. So, you know, I know the little Postal Service little truck van thing that goes by my house every afternoon. Hopefully, was it one of those that was going like 100 miles an hour? Dangerous. Let's see here. 30 years after working the Cheers bar together, Ted Danson and Woody Harrelson are teaming up for a new podcast. It's called Where Everybody Knows Your Name with Ted Danson and Woody Harrelson. So if you're a podcast listener, you might want to check that out if you're a fan of Cheers. How about Britney Spears? Cuckoo, cuckoo. Britney Spears says that she's walking around on a broken foot after that alleged fight a couple of weeks ago with her boyfriend. Is he still her boyfriend? If she has a broken foot and they had a fight. Don't know if I'd still be calling him my boyfriend. Let's see here. Actor Steve Buscemi. Is that how you say his name? Buscemi? He kind of an ugly fella. Steve was just minding his own business, walking through New York City last week when the 66-year-old actor was attacked by a crazy person. The actor suffered swelling to his face and left eye and was taken to a hospital for treatment while the suspect got away. So actor Steve Buscemi getting punched right in the face. Now, we are 114 days away from football, from the NFL kickoff, but now we know that the next NFL season will kick off September 5th with a game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium. So that'll be quite the kickoff to the NFL season. Let's go over to Germany. Germany looking to bring back mandatory military service for all 18-year-olds. Now, this is out of concern for possible Russian aggression. Russia's obviously causing trouble in their portion of the world. But Germany, I don't know. They're talking about bringing back mandatory military service. Also, in things you need to know, there was a time that full-size pickups were the number one target of car thieves in the U.S. That has changed, though. These days, the top 3 targets for car thieves are the Hyundai Elantra, followed by the Hyundai Sonata, and then the Kia Optima. So those 3, the top targets for car thieves. It is time for Today's Impossible question. Today's impossible question. The worst food to keep as a leftover is what? What do you think? The worst food to keep as a leftover is what? According to this, the impossible question, it's eggs. I don't know if I have ever kept eggs as a leftover to eat later. I mean, you either eat eggs or you don't. I just don't keep eggs around. The worst food to keep as a leftover is eggs. Let's go to the weird.
That is weird.
In some weird. Now, on Earth, here on Earth, fellow Earthlings, the conventional understanding of its structure has long consisted of 4 primary layers: the crust, the mantle, the outer core, and the inner core. However, a recent study conducted by Australian National University has revealed a groundbreaking discovery of a 5th layer. It's known as the innermost inner core. The innermost inner core of the Earth. And they're saying that it's a massive 450-mile wide solid metal ball that forms Earth's most inner core. What do you think of that? A massive metal ball at the core of the Earth. I've kind of wondered, why hasn't anybody ever dug to the center of the Earth? Why hasn't that been like a thing? Maybe Elon Musk will do that. I mean, what's stopping people? I mean, obviously it'd be a tremendous undertaking to try to dig to the center of the Earth. But they're saying that there's a 450-mile wide solid metal ball that forms Earth's innermost core. That is really interesting to me. I don't know why, but someone needs to dig to that metal ball and find out for sure. In other weird news, news has surfaced. Yeah, like the game Dig Dug, Neil. Of course. Neil, are you going to the Ray show with me tonight? Let me know. If you're a cat lover, if you're a crazy cat lady, there's might be a reason why you're crazy. As news has surfaced for cat lovers, as a recent study suggests a potential link between owning a cat and an increased risk of developing schizophrenia. Is that what people with schizophrenia do? Do they get... Contrary to what one might assume, the reason behind this association may lie in a parasite rather than the companionship itself. They say there's something in the cat poop. For real. Parasites in the cat poop that might end up, I don't know, if it gets in your system, can cause schizophrenia from cats. So stay away from the cat poop. Of course, this coming from the guy that has to clean the the kitty litter in our house. And of course, we have like a bazillion cats right outside our front door right now. So, yeah, it looks like me and schizophrenia will have future. And then let's go from cats to dogs. In a recent interview, a veterinarian shared his insights on 5 dog breeds he would never own. Again, this comes from a vet. And it surprises people because among the breeds that he wouldn't own, again, this is from a vet, is the family favorite Labrador Retriever, known for its friendly demeanor and loyalty. Now, the vet highlighted concerns regarding potential health issues common in the breed, such as hip problems and obesity, which can lead to costly medical bills and decreased quality of life for the dog. So, with the health issues, the vet saying that he would not have a lab. So, don't tell my wife about that story. We have a lab. We have a lab here. Let's go to the files of law and disorder. In some disorder, let's go to Newfoundland. What they say, a very irate male wielding a block of cheese, assaulted a patrol officer with the Royal Newfoundland Constabulary on Thursday, according to the police force. So a very irate male attacked a police officer with a block of cheese. The constable said the situation underlines how varied and unexpected officers' experiences on the job can be. I guess so. Attacked with a block of cheese. Shall we do something that'll make you smile? I think
something that makes you smile.
I think we should do something that will make you smile. In case that block of cheese story didn't do it for you, let's go to this as Dr. Stacy Freeze at Lifetime Dental Solutions in Sigourney brings us something to make you smile. If you're searching for a dentist in Sigourney, give Dr. Stacy Freeze a call, 641-622-2669. Lifetime Dental Solutions, Dr. Stacy Freeze. All right, something to make you smile. This is inspiring. It's a tale of a blind man who walked 5 miles to work each day. What? A blind man walking 5 miles to work each day. How did he find his way? Anyway, until his community stepped in, exemplifies the power of compassion and collective support. Despite facing significant challenges due to his visual impairment, the man's unwavering determination and work ethic led him to traverse a long daily journey to reach his job. However, upon learning of his commute, members of his community rallied together to offer assistance and make his daily routine more manageable. They alleviated the burden on the blind man and have stepped in. This heartwarming story serves as a poignant reminder of the strength found in community bonds. You can get more of this story. We'll post that on my Facebook page in its entirety at 7:45 this morning. Something to make you smile. I want to know how that guy got to work. 5 miles and he's blind? It's amazing. Let's go to this.
Duh.
In the duh. This is bad. A family in Washington State has been left devastated after a mobile butcher confused their home with a different address and slaughtered their pet pigs. I had a pet pig when I was a kid. We had 3. One grew to be a full-size pig and was best friends with the dog. Betty and Patty, both 2 years old, were shot in their pen while the family was away from home. The owner said he could not contain his anger. He says, they were my wife's pets and my kids, and they, they're family. Those pigs. Their home security system had alerted them to an unknown vehicle on the property. The owner says, these guys shot your pigs. He said he found Patty and Betty laying in pools of blood. That's too bad. The wife says, they were my babies. And when you have kids and they don't feel safe, I feel mad that they don't feel safe. So, anyway, what a mobile butcher. I've never heard of such a thing. So watch out for the mobile butchers. They might murder your pet pigs. That's a moment of duh.
Duh.
On that note, let's take a look at our forecast one more time. Showers and thunderstorms, a possibility for today, and a high of 66. Weather sponsored by the Garden Gate. Hey, we thank Stam Garden Center and Nursery for sponsoring our morning wake up. Experience the color at Stam Garden Center just outside of Oskaloosa. We thank Oski Dental for bringing us the Oski Dental Studios, where we broadcast live from every weekday morning. Coming up later on today here on Steve Shetler Media, let's see, we'll have Successful Farming at 5:30 this evening. We'll have The Brain Rewired with Coach Iva Bontrager. Maybe we'll get to some good ministry from Jackie Jarms at Be the Light. We'll put up our new battle for the tournament for the 90s country group and duo at 6 p.m. We'll have In Remembrance Of coming up here in just a little bit at 8 a.m. And, of course, this evening, TNT, Tuesday Night Tune-Up, live from Smoky Row in Oskaloosa, our local racing and area racing show. We'll get you tuned up for the racing week ahead. Okay, that does it for today. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Have a great rest of your day.